recently, I reviewed a game called Challenge Me Math Workout, and I compared it to if you found an alien artifact that you didn't understand, and the rebel aliens from the X-Files came down and they threatened to kill you for it. Look, don't ask me. I don't remember half the stuff I say. I just black out and I start yelling things. Point is, that game was so bad, it defied human understanding. Or at least mine. So when I saw there was another one, I mean, come on. Like, you're not curious. It's Challenge Me! Brain puzzles. Oh, God. For the Nintendo DS. Get ready to sew your eyes shut. But here's the thing, though. Fortunately, you won't have to. Not unless you really have a violent physiological reaction to Sudoku, in which case you should probably see a doctor. That just sounds terrible. But for the rest of us, I mean, look, that's all this game is. It's basically just the bastard child of Sudoku and Picross. Sudocross. Actually, none of that's right, because it's not like they were combined. There's nothing quite reached the egg in this case. Like, they're both here, individually, separate. So it's not a bastard child at all, really. It's just, I guess it's just Sudoku and Picross. And look, I know that sounds kind of boring. What am I going to talk about? Well, that's the thing about me. You never freaking know. And besides, like, why would you want a game that's just two other games, both of which are done way better on other cartridges on the same system? Why would you want to do that? Hey, yeah, that's a very fair, you have a point on that one. But compared to that other Challenge Me game, the math one, holy shit, this lack of originality is a godsend. I freaking welcome it. Because the problem with that game was, the two games in it were so bizarre and so complicated, they were seriously, practically impossible to explain. With this, it's easy. It's Sudoku and Picross. I don't even have to explain those. This is seriously, practically the greatest day of my life. So boy, that's the first thing this one does right off the bat. It presents you with games that you can actually understand. Boy, that's a solid base hit. Then the next guy comes up and slaps a triple into the corner, scores the runner from first. Because this is a game that you hold sideways. It's one of those book-style DS games. And I'll be honest, those automatically get 10 points from me. There's your bias. That's on my point scale. Books are worth 10 points. I love the book-style games. Wish more 3DS games were book-style. The irony being, I hate to read. The irony there being, I love words. It's like a guy who loves boobs, but is like, yeah, that Kate Upton, I don't see what the big deal is there with that one. Guy's an enigma, and so am I. So is the fact that every DS game wasn't book-style. Every DS game should have been book-style. Anyway, the Sudoku game's pretty good. It's another solid version of Sudoku on your DS. Boobs. Thing is, there are much better versions of Sudoku on your DS, but this is fine too. You know, there are about 500 puzzles, which is a lot, and then you can either play them without a timer, or you could decide to race against the clock. Either way, Sudoku is awesome, so no complaints here. The same goes for the Picross part 2. It's just a solid, no-frills take on the popular nonogram puzzle game. Or whatever Picross is really called. Nonogram? Works just fine. That's the point. Sometimes the pictures don't really look like the objects they're supposed to, but I mean, I guess that's kind of subjective. Nothing looks like anything in Dimension X. There's a problem here, though. Well, it's that the game doesn't really do anything special to stand out. You know, and in a genre like this, which was just all over the DS, you kind of needed to stand out, you know? Same goes for the other Challenge Me game. They're both just a bit generic, especially in terms of the presentation. Like, the music's okay, the aesthetics just okay. It's just all very generic. Although, hey, you can pick what color you want things to be. Hey, what's your favorite color out of these colors? So the game's also making assumptions, because that's not how favorites work. That's a pretty generic thing to do. Another thing, the interface is just terrible. Like, there's not So it doesn't have that intuitive, well-designed, overarching system like the way Brain Age does. This one's just kind of a mess. It's a big pink mess. Look, sometimes in life, it's the little things, you guys. It's the small victories that matter most. And I gotta tell you, normally, a game like this, I would look at it, and I probably wouldn't care much. That's the truth of the matter. It's just kind of whatever. But coming as it does, on the heels of one of the most baffling DS games ever that I barely understood at all, well, I've never been happier to see just Sudoku. I know how to play Sudoku, which means I know how to play Challenge Me Brain puzzles too. It's the small victories, you guys. The little things.